Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. I don't know what time it is for you. Maybe the next time you experience morning, it will be good, and that would be nice. How are you? Whew, I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Where should I start? Does it matter? Crazy lady. I'm still working on dealing with crazy lady. She's been quiet for the last couple of days. I haven't seen her. She's home though, because every now and then, like if I'm coming home or leaving for work, I will notice that things have changed in her yard. Like shit's been moved around, and she'll put a cover on one of her vehicles. She has two vehicles. She'll put a cover on one, and then now one of them has a cover on it, and then like bricks piled all over the cover for some reason. And then the car will be gone, and then it will be back, and then there will be chairs in the yard, and then the chairs will go away. Like weird stuff changes. She'll go out and paint her mailbox orange, and then the next day it will be silver. Like it's like playing this game, like, you know, find the differences in these two pictures. What's different? Every day there's at least one thing. Every now and then, I don't know if it's significant, but she has this light, this little lamppost thing, and every now and then she'll put a blue light bulb in it. I don't know if that means anything, and then it will be gone, and then just a regular light bulb will be out there the next day. It must have some sort of significance. I just don't know what it is. But thankfully, she's been quiet. I don't care. She can do all the weird shit she wants. I just like for her to be quiet and not, you know, scream at me. That's really cool. But anyway, no problems, no screaming, although I don't want to get into details, but there was, I had some painting done at my house last week, so I had to work from home Monday all day, and then Tuesday until about 11 o'clock, and it was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. She kept screaming my name. I kept hearing her out there screaming my name, and I had to explain to the guys that were doing the painting, like, look, I'm sorry, she just does that, you know. And then they're like, please, we've seen stuff like this before. We paint all over the place. We understand. Don't worry about it. I bet y'all can tell some stories. Like, yeah, woo. Anyway, so she kept screaming my name and just other random shit. And she kept screaming that I can't donate blood. I don't know what the hell that means. But I have about 5 recordings just from that morning. And in 3 of them, there were direct threats again. It clearly directed at me. So I got that. Ah! What's the matter? Which way are you going? Fire truck. So, anyway, I said I wasn't going to get into details, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Yes, I get cameras. I have cameras. I have cameras all around my house. I have cameras in my house. They all record 24/7 video and audio. I did upgrade my system. I have more cameras now than I had before. I have that. I have other things that I'm not going to talk about. I am ready for whatever this woman decides in her crazy head is a good idea to do. Don't worry. It's okay. I hope she doesn't decide to do anything. I hope she just shuts the hell up or moves away or does something. So I'm working on it. Sometimes things take a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Anyway, I want to talk about my face. Right now, I'm headed to the Taj Mahal Mart, the fancy Walmart in High Point. My younger son and I were out doing some driving yesterday after I got off work, and we went out there. And they have a really interesting display for their shoes. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's just a little bit different from the way every other Walmart displays their shoes. And I thought I'd kind of like to make a video just walking around in here, because this Walmart is just kind of different. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. And I didn't get out of the house as early as I had hoped, but it's like 8:30 in the morning. And I thought maybe it won't be as crowded if I go earlier in the day. So that's what I'm doing now. Anyway, I want to talk about my face. This is my face. Look, this is my face, okay? This is a face with no makeup on it. This is a face with a little bit of moisturizer on it and nothing else. I think because people keep commenting on my face and how it looks. It's red. Why is your nose so red? Mary, your face is red. Have you never seen a fair-skinned person without makeup on? I am 51 and a half years old too. Keep that in mind. Have you not ever seen that? I will tell you now, my dad's family, pretty much every single person in my dad's family has very fair skin and rosacea. Have you heard of rosacea? It is a condition that causes redness in the skin, particularly on the face. It can occur on other parts of the body, but it's usually the face and the nose. I have rosacea. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that, but people are worried about it. I'm not going to die. I am not on the verge of death because my face, it gets red sometimes, especially depending on the weather. If I've been outside and it's really windy, it gets worse. If I've been through periods of stress, it also gets worse. It seems to anyway. Are you just not used to seeing people without makeup on? I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because this is a face with nothing on it. And it really seems to disturb some people here that it looks the way it does and they don't like looking at it. So, I mean, the only thing I can suggest is that you take your happy ass somewhere else. I mean, no offense, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is my face. This is what my face does with no makeup on. Now, I do use products to help with rosacea, but there is no cure for rosacea. There's not like anything I can do other than maybe be born with different genetics. That's about all I can do here is like go back and reincarnate as somebody else. That might fix it. Other than that, there's not a lot I can do about it. I don't worry about it that much. I'm used to it. I've had it forever. It is not a new thing. And my eyes are really puffy and baggy right now. A lot of that is allergies. Some of it is just lack of sleep because I've not been sleeping well. I can't imagine why. So people worry about my face. Why is your face so red? Rosacea, bitch. It's rosacea. Sounds like a wine or something. Sounds like you would drink it, but I would not want to drink rosacea. I'm surprised somebody hasn't used that as a baby name. This little rosacea May. Yeah, little rosacea Ann. Rosacea May. Rosacea Lynette would be a nice name. This is rosacea, and you could hyphenate it like rosacea. Rosacea Ann doesn't work. Rosacea. I don't know. Rosacea Claire. I'm trying to think of a name. What name goes with rosacea? Shit, I didn't mean to go this way. Oh well, we're going this way. I meant to go that way. It doesn't matter. So my face is red. My nose gets red. I have on no makeup. Now, when you see me on the other channel, I have makeup on, and it's not as noticeable. That's the only difference. Like, see, we live in a world in the present day where people have fillers, they have Botox, they have extensions, several pounds of makeup. You know, what you're looking at is not real. Do you understand that? It's sort of a caricature of a person, oftentimes. It is like an exaggeration of a human being. You can do all of these things to enhance your, you can say it's an enhancement. Sometimes I think it's a bit much. But what you're looking at is not an accurate depiction of an actual human being. I mean, no offense, if, I wear makeup, I don't do Botox or any of that stuff. But if you want to do that, I don't care. I'm not sitting here saying I care. I don't care. You do whatever makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I truly do not care. But you get so used to seeing that you forget what a human face actually looks like. This is a human face. And, all human faces are different. And that's all right. I mean, it'd be a boring-ass world if we all looked the same. So I'm glad we're all different. It's a good thing. Makes things interesting. So Yes, my eyes are very baggy right now. They get this way, not every spring, but it is something I really struggle with because both of my parents too have these bags under their eyes, and I have them. It's just, that is just a thing. Again, I mean, there are surgeries you can get to fix that. And I'm not saying I would never do that. I mean, maybe one day I'll look into it. I'm not against like plastic surgery. I mean, I might consider it one day. I have no problem with it at all. I might get some myself if I wanted to. Now, I don't feel any pressure to. It would be something that I would just do because I wanted to do it. I'm not looking at anything like that at this point. But would I ever do it? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I would kind of like to do something about these bags under my eyes if I could, because it's really, I don't like the way, they just make me look so tired, which I am tired, but, you know, I might do something about it. I don't know. Anyway, this is my face. I'm not looking at you right now. I'm looking at the road. This is my face, y'all. This is it. This is what you get if you come here. This is what you're going to see a whole lot of the time. I started to put on makeup before I left the house because I was thinking I wanted to make this video, and I thought, no, you know what? Don't put on any makeup because that's kind of proving my point. Like, I want you to see my face. Go around me, Billy Bob. Look at this asshole. Can you see this? There's a big ass lane over here with nobody in it. Where are you going, Billy Bob? Come on. Where are you going? Oh, well, now you got people coming. Now you got to have to deal with them. This dumbass with one day running headlamp. Can you see that? Shit on a shingle. Come on, man. No, I like being back here. I want to rage. I want to rage. You're weird. You're weird. Are we just, is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing? Anyway. Yeah, I guess this is what we're doing. Odd. So, I forgot what I was saying. This guy is like on my ass for no reason. I don't understand people. I was almost in a wreck the other day because I was driving on a road kind of like this, and traffic was going about 70 miles an hour. We were all going 65, 70 miles an hour. Wow. And this guy in the passing lane just stops. No signal, no indication of anything. He just completely stops in the middle of the road. And people are slamming on brakes, they're honking, they're going all over the place, they're pulling off the side of the road. There was an exit, and he wasn't going to miss it. So he just stops in the middle of the road and waits for everybody to move. And yeah, so he just slams on brakes. He finally went around me. It was starting to worry me a little bit, like I think I'm being followed. I don't know. People who think my face is a concern, like I need to go seek, like I need to go to the emergency room because of my face. Are you just not used to this? I mean, it's not that uncommon. I mean, pretty much every member of my family, especially on my dad's side, has a face that does what mine does. I don't know. And so I don't like the bags under my eyes. That bothers me more than anything. But they're just there. Oh, try this, try that. I've tried all the things. The bags are just there. Both of my parents have them. A lot of people on both sides of my family have that. It is just a thing that some people have. I don't know. Sometimes I think the internet is just a net negative because people don't look like that. It's not an accurate representation of real life. So I don't know. I'm a regular person. I am a normal human being. And sometimes people forget that just because you're on the internet, you're like this, like you're not human. I don't know what you are, but you're not a human. You're not a real person. I'm a real person, and my face does stuff just like your face does stuff. I'm sure there are things about your face that bug you, but that's just normal. We're all beautiful and perfect. I know, but there are things, that we all have that we might want to change or modify or whatever. Everybody has something. Don't say you don't. You have something about yourself that if you could change it, you would. I'd get rid of these bags under my eyes if I could, but I don't feel like having surgery right now, so I'm just going to live with it. Anyway, people have been saying that I look tired. Mary, you look so tired. You look exhausted. I am tired. I am exhausted. And I wanted to talk about that. What do you do when you encounter someone, like somebody in your life that you care about, and you notice that they've been looking tired lately? What is the best way to handle that? Like I am assuming your goal is to maybe reach out and try to help this person. I'm assuming that's your goal, that you want to help. You're not going to interact with them in a way to make things worse. You actually want to help. I guess the first thing your first instinct is to state the obvious. Hey, you look tired. Have you ever had anybody say that to you? You look tired. You look so tired. You look exhausted. What is your first reaction to that? It didn't used to bother me, but I'll tell you a little story of what I went through when I was pregnant with my younger son. I think I've told this before. It's funny now. It was not funny at the time. It was not funny at all. But my first reaction is, well, no shit, Sherlock, I am tired. That's why I look tired. Thank you for pointing it out. I don't have mirrors at home. I have no idea what I look like. I'm just trying to get through the day. And I had forgotten for a second that I don't look fresh as a daisy. So thank you for reminding me. And I get a little mad, like, bitch, I know I look tired. I am tired. I cannot remember the last time I was not at least a little bit tired. I have been tired for decades. Jesus, I don't need to be reminded that it shows on my face. Thank you very much. Go piss up a rope. So I get mad and like, I realize they didn't mean it that way. I know they didn't mean it that way, but it just chaps my ass. Like, I know I look tired. Thank you. So what I went through when I was pregnant with my younger son. All right, first of all, I was not having a good time. When my pregnancy with him was not pleasant. I love him to death. I'd do it again 1,000 times over to have him. It was worth every bit of it, but it was a miserable pregnancy. It was absolutely miserable. I can count on one hand the number of days I had that I was not absolutely miserable. I had every awful, shitty symptom or side effect or whatever of pregnancy that I think you can have. Fortunately, none of it was serious, although I had a little bit of preeclampsia concern at the very end, but everything worked out okay. I was in a lot of pain. I had a lot of water retention that nothing seemed to help. I was nauseous 24/7, but I was also starving to death. Do you know how much it sucks you're absolutely starving, but the thought of eating anything makes you sick? Do you know what that's like? I went through many, many weeks of that, 24 hours a day. And I was still working full time, and I had a 3-year-old, and I was on my own. That's a whole other story. I was not left. I had the person removed from my home for reasons that we don't need to get into. It was a good thing. My life was easier without him there. It would have been harder with him there. It would have been so much worse if he had been there. It was easier to do this on my own than it would have been with him there. So needless to say, and I quit smoking, and I couldn't afford a gym membership. I had like no money. You know, I was paying for everything myself, which I had been because the guy I was married to hadn't had a job in like 3 years. And anyway, this was like a bonus kid. Anyway, why'd you get pregnant again? Shut up. So I looked bad, okay? I did not look good. I was not feeling good, and I was still having to get up and go to work every day and do everything like normal, but I was tremendously why did I not turn right there? I think in my mind I was going to Target. I need to go there. I can't get there now. Well, I can, but I gotta go around. The place where I worked at that time, there's this woman there. Now this woman, bless her heart, This woman is one of these people, whatever comes into her mind, she just says it. It just comes out of her mouth. It doesn't matter how inappropriate it is. It doesn't matter how insulting it might be to you. It does not matter. Whatever she thinks, she just says it. Okay? So if you want to know the plain, unvarnished truth about whatever, ask her about it. Or if you want to know the truth about an outfit or how you look, let her see it. She will tell you. If it looks like shit, she will tell you it looks like shit. And she was very fond of, if she thought you had gained any weight at all, she really had to tell you that. Now, she was really focused on like your weight. Weight was a big thing with her. So, oh, and she was really fond of touching. She would touch you. Like if your tag was sticking out, she would just reach back and fix it. If you had a hair on you, she would pick it off. Like she was just this right here. Like she would just touch you. If she would touch your face, just here, let me get that. Ugh! Don't touch me. I just, ugh. God, that really, ugh. Stop touching me. So, and she would touch my belly. She only did that a few times. Like, just don't touch me. Don't touch me. So anyway, so I worked with this woman, and I would see her maybe, I'd pass her in the hallway or I'd walk past her desk probably, I don't know, 3-4 times a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depended on the day. Oh, I can't turn here? Are you serious? How am I supposed to get to the fancy Walmart? You fucking bastard. I gotta come down here. No, you can't do a U-turn here either. Well, you can kiss my ass. We're doing something. I need to go that way. No U-turn here either. You don't want me to go to Walmart. Well, you should have taken the turn back yonder where you could have gone to Walmart instead of running your damn mouth. I'm going to have to go down here and turn around, or I'm going to go down there and turn in somebody's driveway or something. Shit! So, anyway, this woman, as my pregnancy progressed, I didn't look good. I'm going to tell you now, I was not a beautiful, glowing, pregnant woman at all. I looked like Jabba the Hutt. I mean, no offense to Jabba the Hutt, but I looked like Jabba the Hutt. I mean, I looked horrible. I looked absolutely horrible. I was retaining so much water, and I did everything they tell you to do. I reduced my sodium. I drank more water. I drank more fluids. I moved around. I would go for walks, thinking of all the shit. I was doing all the shit. And I just had this horrible problem with water retention. I didn't have that in my first pregnancy at all. I had no issues with that. I had carpal tunnel in both of my hands. I couldn't wear my shoes because my feet swelled up so bad. I couldn't wear my shoes. I found this one pair of sandals that were like a size 11 at Walmart that were stretchy, and I could wear those. And I just wore those every day because it was the only pair of shoes I could wear. Anyway, so I'm going to work, and trust me, I have mirrors in my house. I have mirrors. I have access to mirrors. I know what I look like. I really don't need anybody to tell me. I know what I look like. But this woman was more than happy, and I mean every day, to tell me what I look like. Every Monday through Friday, every day, multiple times a day, she would tell me exactly what she thought about my physical appearance. Every day. And I realize, and I'm thinking, now I know this is just the way she is. I don't think she can help it because she does it to everybody. It doesn't matter. I mean, she would just walk up to a coworker and go, "You look really fat in those pants." And then she would just say that and just walk away. Like, "Thanks, bitch. Love you too." She would just say that. You just look really fat. I think it's the pants, but they make your hips look huge. I think it's the pants, but I can't really tell. It may not be the pants, I'm not sure. But they do make you look really, really big in the hips. Yeah, that's just the way she was. So I would walk past her desk or whatever, and she was just like, "You look awful today. God, your face has gotten so fat. I can't get over it." And I also had raging acne all over my face and my neck. Just raging acne. Just the worst you ever saw. "You have so many pimples all over you. God, can't you do something about that? I mean, you should at least try to cover it up with some makeup or something, but I couldn't walk out of the house looking like that. Can I actually park here? Are these parking spots open? Yay. Okay, I'll park here. This is cool. So, yeah, so she would make these comments, and she would, so maternity clothes. So I was having to wear maternity clothes once I got, big enough to where my regular clothes didn't fit anymore. And she would comment on my maternity fashion, which the clothes I had were whatever I could afford. I mean, I didn't have any money. I was struggling. I was having to pay for full-time daycare for my younger son and everything else. So, I had whatever I could find at Goodwill to wear. And yeah, I was not a fashion plate while I was pregnant, but quite frankly, it was like the least of my concerns. I didn't care. It was the least of my concerns what I looked like. I didn't give a shit. Like, I'm just trying to get through the day. I don't really care what my clothes look like. I look reasonably professional to be here in this office. I know my clothes don't look nice. I can't really afford to go buy anything better looking. So, but she would just say, I don't like that top. Those colors are just not, it's just kind of ugly. I think that pattern is ugly. Your pants don't fit right. Your pants are too short. Are they supposed to be short like that? Is that like a fashion thing? But the comment I got the most was just, you look so tired. You just look so tired. You look exhausted. And I had to listen to this for months. I worked literally right up until I went into labor. So I listened to this for it started when I was probably 2 months pregnant. Because by the time I was 2 months, I already was not looking great. Because again, I had stuff going on in my life. I wasn't sleeping well. Everything was just a mess. And so it was like 7 months I had to listen to her talk to me this way every single day, Monday through Friday. You look terrible. You just look so fat. You have gained so much weight. Oh my gosh, you're going to have a hard time losing that after the baby's born. I mean, have you thought about that? You're going to struggle with that weight. And I mean, how old are you now? I was 35. I just turned 35 when I found out I was pregnant. She said, yeah, it's not like, when you're younger, you can lose weight easier. It's going to be harder because you're getting older. That's a geriatric pregnancy at 35. That's what they call it. Like, bitch, I know that. I go to the doctor too. And, yeah, you're really going to struggle. I hate it for you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you should try to lose it now. But you don't want to hurt the baby, but you've put on a lot of weight. It's just terrible. I worry about it. And you really need to be getting some sleep. I mean, I can tell you're not sleeping, so... you just look rough. You just look so rough. I can't get over how different you look. So this was every day. And it really, and I was patient for a long time. And I got to where I just actively avoided her. I would go the long way around to avoid her desk. And if I saw her, if I could, I would just go the other way. Like, I just tried really hard to avoid her. Because I knew that's how she is. That's how she talks to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're like the president of the company. She's going to talk to you the same way. She's going to say the same shit to you. You're going bald. She'll just say this shit. And I'm sitting here like, that's the way she is. Let it go. Let it go. But one day I did unload on her a little bit because I was feeling really, really bad. I had SPD, which is, it's a condition that some pregnant women deal with. I did not have any of this when I was pregnant with my older son. The SPD, it is very, very painful. It has to do with the loosening of the ligaments or something in your pelvic bone, and it's extremely painful. It feels like you're being stabbed with an ice pick. It's just really sharp pain. It's really awful pain, and I was having a really bad day with that, and I was just not feeling good. Oh, and I had a lot of migraines too. I had a migraine. I just basically constant migraines the whole time I was pregnant, and they wouldn't let me take Advil. The only thing they would give me to take for my migraines was Vicodin, which I could not take and work. Like, I can't take Vicodin and function. But they didn't want me taking Excedrin migraine. They didn't want me taking Advil. All I had was Vicodin. So a lot of times I would just have to power through these headaches. I mean, I was already physically nauseous all the time, and then the migraines would make the nausea worse. So what I'm trying to say is I was not having a good time. This was one of the roughest periods of time I've ever had in my whole life. It was rough, just with everything going on in my personal life and, you know, the pregnancy and everything. It was rough. And I only have like 2 pictures of me when I was going through this pregnancy, and I looked bad. I looked really bad. Oof. I did. I realized, I see why she said that. But one day I did just unload on her, and I was just not having it. Like, look, person, I know I look bad. You do not have to keep telling me every day that I look bad. I have mirrors. I know what I look like. Will you please stop? I'm sick of hearing this. It's not making me feel any better for you to point these things out. I don't need you to point them out. I am very aware. And she just kind of, well, I don't mean anything by it. I was just saying, I didn't mean anything by it. Gosh. And then she got mad at me because I said all that. Did she stop? No, she didn't stop. The next day she was right back at it. You look so fat today. You've gotten so fat, and you look so tired. It's like Groundhog Day. It's like she completely forgot the conversation before. So I just started ignoring her. I just quit acknowledging her at all. For the rest of my pregnancy, I just ignored her entirely. I would just walk on past her desk and just not even acknowledge that she had said anything. You look fat today. She would catch me as I waddled by as fast as I could. You look so tired. You need to get some sleep. She needs to get some sleep. I don't know why she didn't get some sleep. Gosh, she looks awful. This was my life for like 7 months. Anyway, so people have been saying that I look tired. I have been dealing with a phenomenal... Every now and then I go through some depression, and I haven't really had to deal with it that much for the last couple of years, but I have been dealing with it for the last 2 or 3 months or so. And that makes everything harder when you're going through that. So my advice to you, if you see someone and they look tired, my guess is they know they look tired. I'm pretty sure they know. You know what? They probably look tired because they are tired. They may be going through something right now. There could be any number of reasons for why they look that way. Maybe they just have no makeup on, and you're not used to seeing them that way. Maybe that's just how they look. I don't know. I'm just saying, if someone looks tired, they probably know how they look. They probably know they look tired. They might even be a little self-conscious about it. They don't need you to tell them. They really don't. That's information they already have. All right now. I'm like spinning out in a Kia in the parking lot. All right. So I would suggest not telling them they look tired, or don't tell them they look exhausted. They already know. They already know how they look. You're not providing any new information to this person. Instead of saying that, how about saying, how are you doing today? And I mean, genuinely ask. Don't just ask to make small talk. Like, just ask, how you doing? Maybe invite them out to lunch. Would you like to, I'd like to take you out to lunch one day. That'd be really cool. Offer to help. I mean, it depends on your relationship with the person. But like, you could offer to help them. You could offer to do something to help. If you work with them, maybe ask them if there's anything you can do to help them. If they like coffee, maybe bring them a coffee one morning or something, or bring them a little treat like a cupcake, or I don't know, a little candle, or just... My phone just started playing a video from YouTube right in the middle of me making this. That was really weird. I have no idea why it just started playing a video. I didn't tell it to. But what I'm saying is, if you notice someone looks tired, why don't you try to help them a little bit? Why don't you make a gesture or at least an offer to help out a little bit? Maybe, or just listen to them. Maybe they would just like to vent for a minute. Let them talk and really listen. Listen to what they have to say. Just listen, because that may be exactly what they need. Just try to find out what they need, what you can do to help. Because I promise you that will go a lot further toward actually doing something beneficial than basically telling them they look like shit. Because that's what they're hearing. That I understand that's not your intention. I understand that. But that is what they are probably going to hear is, hey, I've noticed you look bad. Have a good day. I know you don't mean that. I know. Because there have been times I've seen people and I've thought that, like, man, they look tired. But I would never say that. Like, I would never say that out loud to the person. Even if in my mind I'm expressing concern for you. I am. Like, I'm genuinely concerned. I would just want them to know that I'm here and I can help. Because I think that goes a lot further than telling them they look tired. That's all I have to say about that. We all go through periods of time in our life where we look tired because we are, we just are. Maybe you were up late the night before maybe you were doing something fun. Maybe you went to a concert or whatever and you got work the next day and you come in and you don't look just fresh and rested and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Maybe that's why you look tired. Or maybe you look tired because, your mom's been sick and you've been helping her and you're just not sleeping. And it could be any number of things. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It could be that you're just not sleeping well and you don't know why. You're like, I don't know, I just keep waking up and I can't sleep. I think we've all been through that. It's part of the human condition. We are not always going to be well rested, and I find that as the older you get, it's more of a challenge to not look tired because gravity is pulling your face down, first of all. And it's harder to sleep. I find it much harder to sleep now that I'm older, like to stay asleep, to get the amount of sleep I need. It is a lot harder than when I was younger. And so you have a lot of things kind of working against you anyway. So just realize that we're all kind of struggling. We're all going through our own stuff. And instead of pointing out something that they're probably going to interpret as negative, why don't you just offer to help, or at least lend an ear and just listen to them for a minute? And as you listen to them, you may be able to figure out something you can do to help. Like if you just ask them, how you doing? And if they tell you, if they don't want to talk, don't push it. I mean, if they don't want to talk, there's probably a reason. Don't push it, but just let them know you're here. And if you ever want to talk, I'm here. They may think it's kind of weird, but they're going to keep that in the back of their mind, and they may take you up on that one day. So anyway, I'm going to go into the fancy Walmart. It really is fancy. This one is different from the others because it's close to High Point University, which is this private college here. And this Walmart is just different. But now I've been sitting here running my mouth, and now it's more crowded than it was, but it'll be okay. Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to do a voiceover for this because the music in there is kind of loud, and for copyright reasons I can't use the original audio. So it doesn't really matter how noisy it is. I can work around the people in the store, so it's not a big deal. So anyway, I'm going to go in there and get this done. I got a lot of stuff at home I want to get done today, so I want to go ahead and knock this out so I can get to the stuff at home I want to do. I got all kinds of random things I'm going to try to get done today at the house. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I know I have a red face, and I know I look tired. Thank you for telling me. You also look tired, and you also, that thing that you're self-conscious about is still there, but I love you anyway. And I realize that you are just a human being trying to get through the day and trying to live in this world. And I understand that sometimes that is a hell of a challenge, and I admire you for everything you've done. And you are out there kicking ass in the world, and I want you to keep it up and be the awesome person that you are. And fuck the rest of it. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again soon.